hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be SOULKEY versus Flash here on Fighting Spirit. It's an RGB replay and a Patreon replay for those of you who support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 every month. You get access to this replay a month before anybody else sees it on the YouTube channel. Feels special. If you're watching this the week of March the 1st, if you're watching this on that week, very much appreciated for you supporting me. And if you're watching this like 3 or 4 weeks afterwards, maybe in April 2023 or something, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. So top right of Fighting Spirit, we're going to have SOULKEY. Love this guy. And in the bottom left, it's Flash. He needs no introduction. It's Flash. He's here for like his, I don't know, 80th game on the channel or something like that. Flash games are always popular because he's the best StarCraft player of all time. Just super high-level competitor, winning tons of tournaments, winning world championships, keeping it up for a decade or more. I mean, just obviously incredible. Why am I giving an introduction to Flash here? You don't need that. Terry the Overlord moving out. What's up, Terry? That's right, Terry. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. I don't blame you for that, though. It happens to the best of us, man. I don't know. I hope you find some peace and tranquility flying over these nice, still blue waters. With a snake statue here, halfway submerged. Hatch first play here from SOULKEY. No proxies here from Flash. Is it going to be a Command Center first play? A Command Center first play from Flash on this 4-player map versus SOULKEY. Building it inside his main base. This is a safe place to build it. The aggressive place to build it would be right here. But Flash says, I'm just going to do a little bit of aggression by going hatch first. Command Center first here. But not too much aggression by building it inside my main base so it doesn't get scouted. Oh, okay. So let's see if this drone will scout it, shall we? Is Flash here? Yes, he is. Is there a command center here? Yes, there is. All right. So we can either be aggressive here about a 2-base play or throwing down a third hatch to keep up with the economy of a command center first Terran. What is SOULKEY's response here gonna be? Oh, throws down a macro hatch. Interesting. Oh, maybe he's gonna be aggressive here on 2 bases. Macro hatch. And a little bit of a late gas here. Maybe a third hatch? Well, not a third hatch, because this is the third hatch, but a third base hatch? No? Okay, cool. So we're getting gas. Everything's totally cool. We're going to get that lair with the first 100 gas. Just going to play this normal. I think that would be a mistake, man. I guess I should turn Flash's vision back on. Hey, look. He's going for a 3 racks opening off of a fast command center here. Does he have his gas? He does not. There's going to be a ton of Marines. He's worried about getting Ling flooded based on this early opening. He's responding to that fear by going for a bunch of racks here. 3 racks, no gas, no teching, no nothing, because he's worried about 100 Lings showing up and killing him. But guess what? It's a lair. He's not getting metabolic boost. This can't be a Ling flood. The worst Ling flood of all time would be like 27 Lings without speed showing up here, and Flash just casually kiting them to death with unstimmed Marines because slow Lings are the worst unit in the entire game. God, it'd be so funny if you went for that. I mean, this is... I don't know, man. SOULKEY is doing normal stuff. I kind of feel like you had to respond to the command center first here from Flash, but like... guess not. Not interested at all here. Some Marines pushing out. Again, it's an RJB replay. You know him. He sends me replays all the time with players like SOULKEY and Flash, y'all. Come on. Check him out. YouTube.com/RJB_TV. Actually, /at. Oh, that's a little complicated, huh? /at RJB_TV. Terry the Overlord scouting out. We do have merch available featuring Terry at FalconPaladin.store. Quick ad for the store here now. And we're back. Terry's got his face on mugs and all sorts of cool stuff. You saw that. And again, FalconPaladin.store. There's a link in the top right there. Spire opening. Yeah, this is 2-base Spire opening. bunch of unupgraded Marines are pushing out here. Oh, who expects aggression from your Terran opponent when they went command center first? Well, you should, because you're playing against Flash, SOULKEY. Oh, I don't know about this. There's no spines. Ooh, there's no sunkens. That's what I said the whole time. That was I said the first time was sunkens. I think 2 Marines died there. All the Lings died. Okay, so this game's over. I guess we were sent a 5-minute match here. Oh, no, the drones are fighting. Okay. So the drones are pulled off the line because they're pretty good at fighting against unupgraded Marines. Honestly, not bad. That said, drones are going to die when they're fighting Marines. That's how it works. More Marines showing up. More Marines coming in here. I kind of love this from Flash. It's Flash we're talking about. But speed is done for the Lings now. So they are no longer the worst units in the game, and now somewhere like top 10 units of the game. Speedlings go really hard from unspeeded to speeded up that ranking. Oh my gosh. And then Firebats on the follow-up with Stim and Medics. Ah! Flash. Who does this? Who goes command center first and says, I'm going to be aggressive today? Flash does. But Sunkens are up. I mean, it's injured, but a second Sunken's coming in here. Firebats are horrifically bad against Sunkens. They're going to go for the run-by. It is the Firebat run-by. Aha! We have the high ground now. Idiots, don't fight us here, and they're not. They kind of are, because they have to. Because we're running into the main. Oh, man. Firebat in your mineral line. This is a 3-kill Firebat. Drones have died here today. Mutalisk Flock is 2. Is it even a flock if there are 2 of them? I don't know if it counts. Yo, so it's 35 SCVs to 20 drones right now because drones died here during this attack that SOULKEY did not see coming and died to Firebats and Marines inside the main base with a run-by that probably should have been anticipated. So Flash is on 2 bases against a 2-basing Zerg with 35 to 20 on the worker advantage here. The muta count isn't even that high, and there's already turrets up, and there's Marines everywhere, and they're working on the range upgrade. And this is just... Okay, so I feel like Flash is miles ahead here today. Insane numbers of miles ahead here today. So Terran fans, be happy. I don't know. We've seen a SOULKEY game where SOULKEY has beat Flash before, okay? So I'm not trying to say SOULKEY can't beat Flash. I'm saying after 7 minutes, Flash is so far ahead, it's not even funny. I mean, he's making mutas great, and his muta stacking is good because he's SOULKEY. He is a top elite level Zerg player. He's not the best Zerg, but he's very, very good. I think he's competing. Is he competing in current ASL? I know Jaedong is. That's super fun. Yeah, so the muta stat, they don't have carapace upgrades. They don't have attack upgrades. They're trying to kill some workers here, but 2. I think 2 or 3 SCVs died there. Good picking off some Marines. Excellent stuff. Another Mutalisk comes to replace the one that died. Marines, they've got that range upgrade, but from here they can't see the mutas, right? Not when they're all the way out. Well, right here I guess they can. This is some pretty good. Okay, fine. Muta's getting some work done, but 1, 2, 3, like 5 or 6 of them have died so far. The mutas, I don't know if these are good trades. There's no sign of a 3rd base for the Zerg player. I keep looking. He's dark blue, so he's kind of hard to see on the map. But, no, there's no 3rd base for him at all, dude. SOULKEY, man. He's going Hydra Den and a Queen's Nest. He's doing... This reminds me, I cast a game between Apple Sniper and Scan. It was about a week ago if you're a patron. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel with everybody else, it was like a month ago. But Apple Sniper did the same thing. He went for 2 base opening against a Terran player, Scan, who opened command center first. The weird parallels here. Went for mutas. This is very similar to that game in a lot of ways, actually. Except it was the Zerg player who was more aggressive in the early game in the very same opening situation. Whereas in this game it was Flash. So, interesting. Anyway, he went for a 2-base hive. He went 2 bases, no 3rd anywhere at all. 0%. These mutas are really trying their best to wipe out this group, but these are +1 Marines with stim and range and medic support. They are mean. They hit hard. They hit like trucks. Yeah, look at this hive. Look at this hive. It was faster for Apple Sniper. I think he got a hive at like 7 minutes, which was mind-blowing. Don't understand what he was doing that for, but it was a pretty fun game. It was like a 40-minute ZVT on Circuit Breakers with Scan and this Apple Sniper dude. I've never heard of him. It's probably a Smurf, someone better, because dude had 300 APM the entire game, and that's not a nobody. You can't just have 300 APM for 40 minutes and just be some rando Korean who Scan met on the ladder one day, but maybe it was. Maybe there are plenty of people that can hang with Scan for 40 minutes on a ladder match that just have no fame whatsoever outside of, I don't know, maybe super low-level amateur league Korean stuff that us Americans don't have a ton of information on. I say us Americans because I'm an American, but I have an international audience, man. Some of you dudes are German, French, Canadian, Russian, Ukrainian, Australian, New Zealand. I've had people from Mongolia show up to the stream before. I mean, it's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. Peruvians love this channel because Peru is a hotbed for Brood War. We've got Polish people doing the same thing because, again, hotbed for StarCraft. StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. So I shouldn't say us Americans. I should say us StarCraft fans. Maybe foreigners. Because I don't think a lot of Koreans are watching my channel. Because it's in English. I don't know. Maybe a lot of Koreans watch my channel because they speak English. Or maybe they don't care. Like how some non-Korean speaking people watch Korean VODs because it's StarCraft and they don't need to understand the language. They understand what's happening because it's StarCraft, right? Anyway, I'm on a crazy tangent here. Okay, Overlord down. Terry's alive though, right? Terry's down here having a great time. Mute us. Mike, yeah, is this a strat? Is there a name for this strategy where you go 2 base hive and then you make a billion mutalisks and then you get a 3rd base super late, like at 12 minutes? He's got lurkers up, which is nice. He could defend the bases at least until siege tanks and science vessels come out. But guess what? Science vessels are on the way. Because, duh. Flash is doing everything he needs to do. Flash delaying his 3rd base because the 3rd player delayed his 3rd base. But I don't know. Ooh, drops, though. Dropper ships. I like it. Defilers on the way here at 12 minutes. Irradiate to counter the Defilers on the way here at 12 minutes. Nidus Canal for instant Dark Swarm defense to the 3rd base whenever you need it. Call 1-800-955-NIDUS for your Nidus Canal installation today. Comes with free neon green lighting. Woo! It's very 90s of you, neon green lighting. Ah, the 90s were full of bright colors. It was a good decade for that. Bad in other ways. I don't want to be crazy nostalgic about the 90s because I think some people are crazy nostalgic about the 90s and forget all the bad stuff that happened. There was bad stuff in the 90s. The Oklahoma City bombing happened in the 90s. There was a war in Kosovo in the 90s. Somalia had a war going on. I mean, the AIDS epidemic was pretty big in the 90s. There's some bad stuff that happened in the 90s for sure, but as far as color scheme, it was nice. It was nice, bright, happy colors. That's all. Moving on. Flash is poking, pressuring, making the Zerg player afraid of an attack, which I would be afraid of an attack from Flash. Look at all these Marines he has. Look at them. There are hundreds. There are hundreds. It feels like there are hundreds. And, I mean, how many? You need 3 irradiates to bust up this ramp. You just do. The Dark Swarm is here. That's it. 13 minutes. Dark Swarm is here. The game has changed. We all know that. ZVT, especially when the Terran players go in SK's Terran style, which is exactly what's happening here. The Dark Swarm is just your nemesis. There's nothing else the Zerg player could do here that is harder for you to deal with than a Dark Swarm. If you're just going Marines and Medics, right? Derp. Absolutely. Marines heading up left to see if there's a base up this way. No. I guess you could just scan it, but whatever. Where did those... Oh, did I totally... Did I talk through those drop ships dying? I'm realizing all of a sudden. Did I watch them die and then I was talking about Mongolia? Maybe. Yeah, Flash tries to poke bottom right. Terran says, no, I have lurkers and Dark Swarm. Get out of here. Ooh, Flash expanding top left. And over here. Nope, just taking top left. He's expanding like a Zerg player. Weird. Why do I feel like the dropships left? Oh, just donating Scourge there, SOULKEY. That's fine, I guess. I like the extra macro hatch in the main. I think I saw that and didn't mention it earlier. Yeah, 4th base on the way from the Zerg player. 3rd base coming up. It's a weird expansion timing game. for this fourth base to be at 14 minutes and the third base of the Terran to be at 15. Like, seriously, 15 minutes into the game. And he's, okay, fine. He took this technically as a third first. So he's got a third. This is a fourth, which is better. After going command center first, though, that third base is like 10 minutes, more than 10 minutes after his natural got taken. That's crazy. Scans all over the place, trying to see. Okay, yes, lurkers, defilers, right. Bad stuff. Bad times for everyone. But Flash's superpower in this matchup is Science Vessel Protection. He keeps his Science Vessels protected better than any Terran player ever in the world at StarCraft. He's the guy who will have 16 Science Vessels at the 20-minute mark of the match just because he consistently produces them, his macro's insanely good, and he doesn't lose them. He protects them, he keeps them away, he's got Marines under them 99% of the time. If they have to bump up a little bit, they never extend too far out and get caught by Scourge. I'm saying that, and then this one dies. Dang it, Flash! You're making me look bad here. It's 171 to 124 supply. It turns up. That's it. The Zerg player needs some kind of crazy counterattack, some kind of push on a base if he's going to win this game. Look, SOULKEY's... No. Flash is getting a 5th base in the top left. He's got map control. The red is everywhere. He will know immediately if SOULKEY tries to take a 5th, except here, I guess, which is a natural place to take a 5th, I suppose. Plague gets thrown down. Is Plague worse than Dark Swarm? No. Dark Swarm is worse. Overlord down, got speed. Can't run from bullets, though. My kids today were like, are there any animals that can run faster than bullets? And I was like, you guys. First of all, think about it. Second of all, use the internet. So they did. And they're like, oh, bullets go like 1,800 miles an hour. Yep, there's no animals that run that fast. Truth. We had a little fact-finding discussion today. That way. Yeah, my kids are weird. I love them. They're mine. They're weird like me. All right, Scourge. Okay, no connections. Again, donating. A better Zerg in that situation would be like, yes, the Science Vessels are way too far away for me to kill. Pull back. Keep the Scourge alive. Use them for another attempt. You don't have to dive bomb them in there to a hopeless situation and basically just, I don't know, maybe Flash will screw up. That's a hard thing. It's a really hard thing to do as a Zerg player, is to hope that Flash will screw up. Anyway, these are Adrenal Wings, so they're doing, I mean, they're fine. Got 1-1 upgrades, Adrenal. Chitinous Plating's coming in because, yeah, the strategy Apple Sniper did was Ultralisks too. And if your opponent's just making nothing but Marines, absolutely make Ultralisks, yes. But offensively, right? Ultras suck in the middle of the map unless you get a full surround out on your enemy. If you get a full surround, then the Ultras kick butt and take names and chew bubblegum and stuff. Like Flash has over here too. Or if they're attacking a base and you can't run away, great. But Ultralisk just kind of like running this way, and then the Marines just stim and kite and stim and kite and stim and kite, and then the Ultras all die without really accomplishing much. Okay, I'm talking about the Science Vessels. That's 2. That's at least 2. It's a Lurker Dark Swarm attack here to the natural base of Flash. But Siege Tank's on the high ground. Scourge dying. Science Vessels in here, ready to irradiate everything inside the Dark Swarm. And believe me, it's all irradiated inside the Dark Swarm, except for that one Zergling. I think everything else. No. There's a couple Lurkers still in here. Whoa! This is effective stuff from SOULKEY. Finally, double irradiate on those Lurkers. Another attack. This is where, if you keep putting Flash on the back foot and keeping him on the back foot, is how this Ling Lurker Dark Swarm Ultralisk strategy works. Oh my gosh, what a sick Plague. Every one of these Science Vessels gets plagued brutally and completely, but they won't die unless their Mutalisk is out. It's probably time to make a Mutalisk, but 11 Ultralisks are on the way. That's pretty nice. Yep, the Irradiates. The Irradiates are what's helping Flash win this game. Hacha, I guess SOULKEY tried to expand to the south. No, says Flash. Absolutely not allowed. You don't get a 5th base today, I'm afraid. You may have 4 bases, but if you want a 5th base, you gotta fight me. And I think SOULKEY's generally okay with that. It's just not going well for him right now because it's Flash. Anabolic Synthesis coming in. Did I just see a battle cruiser? Am I blind? It's no battle cruisers. No battle cruisers. It's kind of viable against this Ling Ultra stuff, though. He's irradiating Lings so that these attacks aren't as strong. I like it. Yeah, just drag them out of the Dark Swarm and execute them when they come out of the Dark Swarm. Which that guy was not out of the Dark Swarm, so he was fine. Oh, okay. Okay. Remember when I was like, yeah, this is how you beat every Zerg player as Flash, as you irradiate everything with all the science vessels that you never let die. And then 2 of them go down. That is like 5 science vessels that have died to Scourge today and mutas that I've seen. That's way too many. Way too many scans. Hey, look, not a base over here. Cool. I don't know. Oh, that scan's up here. How many ultras are there? Many. There are many Ultralisks. 171 to 193 supply. Flash is up. It's easy to be high in supply when you make Marines because they're 1 supply each and they're cheap and they're low supply. All right. Well, this is what I'm talking about. See, the Ultras in the middle of the map and the Marines just run away and kite and stim and kite and stim. And the Ultras aren't getting a surround and they're not getting crazy good surface area. I don't know. A bit of a surround. This Ultralisk came from a decent place. Guys are irradiated doing the extra AoE damage as they do when they're irradiated. It's like they're bloodlust ogres. No. What is... Because it's more like stim, isn't it? Dude, he just took down another science vessel. SOULKEY! Oh, good Dark Swarm. Ultra can't get up this ramp because he's too fat. Is that the problem for you guys? You know, Ultralisk model size was reduced in StarCraft 2 recently. They're not as fat anymore, and therefore I think they're better. All their stats are the same. Anyway, so right side base, SOULKEY's actually taking it. The 6 o'clock here, SOULKEY's got this one too if he wants it. This group is just not, nope, not gonna hold there at all. Ooh, this Dark Swarm. Don't waste this Dark Swarm. Yeah! SOULKEY's bringing in more stuff to take advantage of the Dark Swarm. Is Flash teching into mech? He's got a lot of takes. Getting vehicle weapons. Is he floating his barracks? No. How many factories does he have? He's got 2 up here and 1 down here. Oh my gosh. More... Another science vessel down. Okay, if SOULKEY wins this game, I'm going to give about 80% of it to his ability to kill science vessels. I mean, obviously a lot of it is his macro capabilities and his micro and his map sense and his vision and his multitasking, etc., etc. But that's just all StarCrafty stuff. The reason he wins this game is because he's killing science vessels. It's insane how many science vessels have died today. I did all that big talk up about how Flash doesn't lose science vessels, and that's how he's amazing. But you know what? Everybody is mortal sometimes. Big ol' Ling Ultra attack. Big ol' siege tank going down. Okay, forcing a liftoff on this command center. This is nice. SOULKEY's got the 12 o'clock base, and he's taking the 6 o'clock base. So he went from a 4-basing Zerg to a 5, 6, well, almost a 7-basing Zerg pretty quickly. 172 to 157 supply. Adding the siege tanks into your composition when there are ultras running about is incredibly smart. This is exactly what Scan did in that game against Apple Sniper. This is so weird how similar these games are. I was like, is he taking into mech? No, he kept producing tons of Marines, medics, science vessels, just added like a bunch of siege tanks into the group. Which, yeah, if your opponent's going ultras, having a ton of siege tanks is fantastic. And if Flash wins this game, it's because of the beautiful transition into siege tanks, giving them 2-2. And SOULKEY's continued insistence on ultras without drops. I talk about drops enough, you guys know. But a Zerg player that employs drops, it just increases their chances of winning immensely. Like, seriously, you drop up here, it's a bad time. You drop right on top of these tanks, right? That's why there's turrets here. Because he knows the threat of drops is real. The threat of a bunch of Mutalisks showing up is also a problem. But, yeah, you fly up here, you drop ultras right on top of these tanks, they all die. Another attack coming down this left side, trying to run past the medics and kill them. This Ultralisk bearing the brunt of all the attacks by these Marines. Chase! Chase down. No, stand and fight. No, it's a Dark Swarm. Don't stand and fight. Retreat. Retreat, siege tanks. 187 to 179 supply. Flash is up. Another sick plague on most of these science vessels. Yeah, killing the science vessels. So key. 6 o'clock base probably going to die. This is SOULKEY being a little bit greedy and saying, I would like to have this base, please. And then, I was going to say, actually, no. SOULKEY says, absolutely not. This is mine. And it's a surround, too. That's what we're talking about, is the surround. A ton of medics died there, too. Okay, that's a lot of dead medics. But this siege tank count is problematic. Defensive matrix, siege tanks on 3 of them. Dark Swarm is up. Marines are fighting. Not enough energy, probably on the science vessels, if I had to guess. Muta's coming in, trying to catch these. Oh, that's 1 science. 2, 3, and the other 2. Get him! Get him! Oh, we got all but 1. Okay, that's pretty good. Science vessel count, officially not healthy status right now for Flash. He's got 3 of them. I think it's 3 of them. I don't think he has any more out, just about on the map, right? Nope. Does not. Man, Ling Ultra, just... I feel like SOULKEY's made some really good moves over the last 5 minutes, but this tank transition kind of changes everything, doesn't it? Like, suddenly the Ultras aren't quite as scary anymore because the big, mean siege tanks are here. That guy gets caught up on medics, tries to retreat, does get away without dying, which is pretty impressive. SOULKEY's got the economy to win this game, but if he doesn't start employing drops and he keeps running across open field into siege tanks like this, he's gonna have a bad time. So, defensive matrix up. Siege tanks are attacking the extra defended siege tanks here. The Ultralisks decide, no, can't do it. Too much. Too many Marines, too many siege tanks, too much defensive matrix, and the 6 o'clock base is gonna die. Flash is up 193 to 152 supply. SOULKEY has been fighting hard. I just don't know. Has he not been able to overcome the opening that was so heavily favoring Flash? Possible. It's extremely possible. That's what we're looking at here. Science vessel count, 3. But Flash says, who needs 100 science vessels? He's making 3 of them, actually. When you have siege tanks? Question mark. Well, you do, apparently. He decided that what he does need, and this is just not a maxed out army. It's a 166 supply SOULKEY. Yeah, Lings and Ultras are good against smaller groups of Marines and smaller groups of siege tanks and stuff. And yeah, these tanks are all going to die, but it's only 3 siege tanks, and there's a bunch more where those came from. There's a bunch up here. That's a whole line of Lings that just got obliterated, I feel like. Based on the blood splatter analysis of Falcon Paladin CSI. 2 Ultras taking a backdoor attack into the 3rd base of Flash, getting right in this mineral line. Man, if they had Splash, it'd be so much better. But, you know, it's Brood War, so they don't. 12 o'clock base of SOULKEY being attacked by many siege tanks. And not replacing the 6 o'clock either. And yeah, some SCVs are going to die here, but again, unsieged siege tanks still hit pretty hard. And that Ultralisk dies. Trying to hold, but siege tanks all clumped up here. Looking so strong. Defiler comes in, tosses down the Dark Swarm, but didn't save our friend Ultralisk here, did it? No, it did not. Defensive matrix, siege tanks, does go down, but he protects his friends with his life. Boxer maneuver on these drones. It'd be cool if Burrow had been researched sometime in the last 29 minutes, but it wasn't, so that's okay. Yeah, these siege tanks are just... they're low-ground siege tanks is what they are, right? They're low-ground siege tanks, but they're doing the work of high-ground siege tanks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 199 to 125 supply. Flash is up. That's an 11-kill siege tank, an 8-kill siege tank, an 8-kill siege tank. Center's being taken by Flash. He's so ahead right now, and it was the tank transition. End of every discussion we've ever had. Not enough lings to break this. Not enough ultras to break this thing, and the ultras know it, so they're getting out of there, but not that guy. Dude, the number of ultras dead in this game is phenomenally high. Those are not cheap units, but the number of science vessels that have died is pretty high too, so good back and forth, but that's your GG. There's just no way. SOULKEY can't stop this. 1 ultra and like 6 lings, 2 ultras and 6 lings. 3 ultras and 6 lings is not enough. Okay, 4, 5 ultras. Not enough, man. +3 attack, siege tanks. Oh, yeah. Center held by Flash. That's your GG. We're done. SOULKEY taps out. And Flash is your winner in 30 minutes and 25 seconds. Oh, that was awesome. That was super good. Such a good, like such a good play there from Flash, obviously. And it's what you do. I mean, it sounds obvious. You open up SK Terran, you have a ton of Marines, and you've got science vessels, and you have firebats and medics, and you're doing great. But if your opponent goes for lings and ultras, add in siege tanks and give them upgrades. Maybe don't make nothing but siege tanks, because that's not what happened. There were 3 factories this entire game. 3 factories made every tank we saw here today. He kept making Marines all the same, 6 Marines at a time, which is what these guys are doing. These are late game Marines getting work done because the siege tanks are keeping them safe from the ultra attacks. It's a 26 kill siege tank, y'all. 26 kill siege tank. They look unstoppable at times. Sometimes you can take them down. And it comes down to surrounds if you're a Zerg player, and it comes down to drops if you're a Zerg player. If you don't do either of those things against a siege tanking player like Flash, you're just not going to beat him. SOULKEY had a ton of bases. He had a ton of economy. He got some really nice attacks in, killed a bunch of SCVs. But the siege tanks, when push came to shove, were too strong and never really got broken. And that was the story. Dropping on him is fantastic. And part of the reason you have these Marines is that drops aren't as effective. So Flash was ready for that. He had the missile turrets up, protecting the siege tanks here. He had Marines protecting these siege tanks in case a ton of drops started coming in. Marines with Stamen +3 attack and burn down Overlords really quickly. And I think that's what he was going for. So good. It's Flash, though. What else do we expect from this man? What a great game. Good back and forth, too. Felt like Flash had the early game. SOULKEY really ramped it up in the mid game there, but as soon as that tank count got high enough, it went back into Flash's favor. 270,000 points to 237,000 points in favor of Flash. Almost 1,000 Zerg units produced today, which is a Ling Ultra staple pretty much. So about 2-to-1 ratio getting outproduced here was Flash, but then the kill-death ratio was like my gosh. I don't know, more than a 2-to-1. More than a 2-to-1 ratio, that'll do. And then the resources here, SOULKEY did outspend Flash, but only by about 3,000 resources in 30 minutes. You're probably going about 6 to 7 to 8 in 30 minutes, maybe even 9 to beat Flash, which just didn't happen, did it? And that's okay. You can't beat Flash every time. We've seen SOULKEY beat him, though. Just not this time around. Can't get somebody like Flash every time you play him. Nobody's good. Nobody's that good. Nobody's that good. So, GG. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.